All right, welcome everyone. We are at the next update here for the All-In on Web3 Syndicate Run It Up for Free Challenge. This is a free-to-play account that we have been running alongside the main, which is the Sir Billington. Ran into, not really pain points, but ran into some blocks and made some bad decisions with the free-to-play. And we're kind of stuck at the moment and are going to probably take a few weeks to sort of grind out from where we are. Some of the decisions that the team made regarding the contraband on the leaderboards has hurt our ability to sort of move up as quicker as we are. But as the overall economy, they were fantastic decisions, and I'm just so happy that at the Syndicate that there's a team that understands the economy and they can see the cracks forming. They can see things starting to go the way they don't want them to go and very quickly implement changes to try and push the economy into the direction that it should be going and what's healthy for the overall ecosystem, not just a few players. So hats off to the team for that. We'll talk about a couple of those things that have changed. I think the first one we might look at is where we kind of stuffed up when we had the season pass. We bought the season pass for $20 last week. And with the season pass, you were able to sell your stats. So we might go to the hiring hall here and have a look at where the floor are for stats now. So at the moment, the floor is essentially 35 cents or 34 if we can get 12 of these. But as we scroll down, we're 36 cents at least moving forward. When they had this set up for unlimited sales of your stats, if you were Prestige 2, that's all you needed. This floor just got undercut and undercut and undercut. People were selling stats for like 18 cents, 20 cents. It just didn't have the value there anymore. So the change that they have made, which we didn't really get ahead of on the free-to-play account, is that if you're Prestige 2, you can only sell 40 total stats per week at the moment. So if people are buying the pass and that's costing you $20 for the week, if you can only sell 40, which is essentially 2 days, so you've got your Prestige 2, which gets you your 12 stats, and then you get your extra 8 from the season pass, you're able to sell 40 stats at 20 something cents, or even at 30 cents, you're only banking back about $5 or $6. Now, so what that's done is stopped all the people that were coming in just as Prestige 2 that were able to sell, their full 20 stats per day. So you got 140 stats a week. They're selling in for 20 cents. They're making $8 profit on the total, for doing absolutely nothing except for logging in and selling their stats and undercutting everyone every day. So what they've done is that they've changed this P2 to only be able to let you have 40 stats that you sell per season. So if you only P2 and you buy the season pass, you sell all your stats. Even if you're selling them for the 30 cents, you're only getting back, I think, net at $5 or $6. So that doesn't cover the cost for the pass. Even if you're buying the 3 get 1 free pass, it's still not covering the cost. So what that really has done is pushed people to have to then go up to P3, which now at P3, we're able to sell the full 100 stats per week, which still leaves us another 40 for ourselves to upgrade a couple of the capos, but we can sell 100 stats in that week. If we're selling them for $3, for 30 cents, we're gonna end up with about $30, so maybe $10 profit for the week having that season pass plus. The other option that we can look at is just getting the regular season pass, which doesn't give us as many stats, but is half the price. So we could then sell some of that, recover the $10, and still have enough for our own. So we kind of messed that one up the other week, and I ended up spending all of my extra stats to be able to get to P3. So we're kind of starting back it again at the start, and we've got about $3 and a couple of capos, but we are P3, so we managed to use 3 of the rares that we got from the contraband packs and have upgraded them, burnt them, and now we're getting the extra 2 slots, 10% earn, and we also get the 2.5% discount there as well from the store. So in the future, hopefully that will pay for itself by burning those 3 rares. But just wanted to stop on this point and really iterate that the team's decision. What they saw was people just getting in, making $8 and leaving every week. You could make an account. I mean, you could probably make several accounts, buy the season pass, make $8 with each of those accounts, because people were just buying them and they were just getting undercut to the floor. The good thing is now is that if we look at the hiring hall, the stats actually represent a decent amount of value and people aren't undercutting. Like if we go to here, like it's probably, if I wanted to hire people for the entire week, I'm probably paying around the 45 cent mark total for the 105 that I can buy. So really, really good work from the team there. Really do like that. Not only does it give extra value now to the stats, anybody who is jumping up to then wanting to sell some of their stats, they're going to have to burn at least 3 rares. So that's just taking so many of the NFTs out of circulation. They're burnt forever, and it's stopping that just massive inflow of people opening those contraband packs and just dumping for floor on the marketplace. So it cleans up that. Like, look at this. This is over the last 7 days. We've had nearly 2,000 rares sold, even in the last 24 hours. So I guess the next part kind of ties in with when we're talking about the floor, the amount of sales and things like that. The other change that has happened now is on the leaderboards. They have taken away the ability to earn contraband from the leaderboards, which at the very start, hated the decision. I was devastated. But knowing the reason why, and again, coming back to the fact that the team sees that these cracks are starting to form and are so proactive about stopping everything just completely just falling off a cliff. We see this so much in Web3 where people don't have their finger on the pulse in the economy in as founders and leaders and people that are running the show, and they just be like, oh, it's the market, it's a free market. If the token tanks 20% or the NFTs tank 30%, then it's just a free market. Like, what am I supposed to do about it? The thing in Web3 is that you should be able to build in these safeguards. Also building in levers that you can pull on the economy, be very quick to change things in the economy when you start seeing some of these cracks forming. And they've done this with the contraband. So removing the contraband from here essentially removes the contraband from a bunch of free-to-play players that are coming in that aren't really spending in the game, that are just getting that contraband, buying the cheapest packs from the store and just flooring everything in the marketplace. You've got players in the top leagues that will just scoop up all these, but those players also have a limited amount of funds, and you can't be giving away $1,000, $2,000 worth of free cards that just are only going to the floor. And people opening the packs, getting the rares, and just flooring the rares. There's only so much that people, in these top leagues like Boilem can absorb. The game doesn't have that many whales yet to absorb the amount of contraband that was entering the market at floor, essentially, on the marketplace. So hats off again to the team for making that change. You can still get contraband from the daily. So if you're logging in every day, you're going to get contraband at, where are we? Day 14, day 21, and day 28, and you get the pack as well, which that's a $15 pack that you get if you manage to come in and play every day for 30 days. So it is rewarding the players that are on the grind as a free-to-play player, and you can upgrade your capos. It will take a little bit longer, and you just have to be a lot more strategic about where you're putting your resources. And that's essentially what this game is. It's just managing your resources and where you want to be spending time, spending funds, spending racket, all the above. All right, so the last thing we're going to touch on is the changes next week that will come into place for all of the leagues except for Street. So next week, Street, if you're in the top 25%, which is the majority of players that are coming in, you will get promoted to Borough. But if you're in Borough, District, or Metro, you have to be in the top 10% to be able to then get moved into the next league. So for people in Borough, I mean, it's going to be a bit of a big change, because if you've got the top 10% here, if we look at how many people are currently in Burrow, plus you're going to get another 100 come through. 280. So at the moment this week, you're going to be about 75. We'll be promoted out of here, but they're going to get another 100 from Street come in. So this will still stay around about the same player base, and it's a fairly flat payout. So it's not too bad. I don't mind it coming from Street into here, because you're not going to have to be that competitive when we look at the bottom and how many people are basically just AFK sitting out, didn't want to get promoted, and now we're just sitting around not really competing in the actual game itself. For things like District, this is, at the moment, it's still the 25%, and I am in half a mind whether I want to stay in District and not get promoted. This is my main account here. It's at 11. We've got 8.5k heat, so we're probably going to start moving up this leaderboard and may finish in the top 10. I don't know whether I actually need a whole lot of racket, so I'm not too sure whether I want to actually try and move up in the top 25%. It's going to be hard to try and probably tank myself back down here and then make a play for that top, like 1 or 2, or probably top 3 spots the next week, and then get promoted after. Once I do have a couple more stronger battle capos in my main account, just don't quite have it yet. I've got 3 that I'm pretty happy with, but I wouldn't mind another 2 or 3 to be able to actually rotate those attacks if I do go up to Metro. And essentially when you go to Metro, you're going to have to deal with Boydom, Shadigo, Wolf of Wolves, Butcher, Lucky. A lot of these people who have some very, very, very good capos. But in saying that, at the same time, you can not make the promotion here for this, and you're still banking, nearly the same amount that you'd be banking if you had to make top 1, 2, or 3 in the district. So it'll be very interesting once Kingpin does open, because I think I did read in the Discord that there's going to be about 40% of the total prize pool will just live in Kingpin. So then Metro will be the next place that I definitely want to be moving up to from District, because it will flatten a lot of these payouts here. So they're going to have 60% of the prize pool will have to be then spread across the bottom 4. So that's pretty much it for this one. More covering some of the economy updates there that the team has pushed out. Hopefully they were explained in a way, if you didn't know, likely the reason why they were made, and thinking that just lost that from Hush, who is absolutely dominating here in Streets. Hopefully that did clarify a few things, and if you weren't up to, like, there's so many updates coming out from the team, it's very hard to keep up with everything that's happening. I might try and do a few more of these videos just when there is some major updates or economy changes, to jump in and sort of explain why I think that has happened, whether that's right or wrong, and just sort of what that means to everybody playing in the Syndicate. So thanks again for watching. We'll try and do a few more of these. We might be stuck in Street on the free to play for a while. We're going to have to try and grind up here. Might take us a few weeks to try and grind up to the $10 to try and start doing some more stuff from the hiring hall. At least we're at P3, so we can still 100 stats. I think the next thing for this account is to try and get back to $10, which I think at this point is probably going to be crafting a bunch of gear and trying to sell rares for about 35 cents a piece on the marketplace. So good luck to me with the free to play. And at some point I might try and do a few more videos looking at things I have on the main account. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.